What is the steam economy in case of a single effect evaporator system? A1, B1, C1, D 0.1. The correct answer is 1. If average heat transfer coefficient is HA and the local coefficient at the end of the plate is HL, then in case of heat transferred to a fluid flowing over a flat plate heated over its entire length, AHAHL, BHA2HL, CHA 0.5 HL, DHA 0.75 HL. The correct answer is HA2HL. JH factor for heat transfer is not a function of the number A. Reynolds, B. Nusselt, C. Grasshopper, D. both BC. The correct answer is both BC. The Fourier number defined as A.TL2 is used in the analysis of problem involving heat transfer by A. forced convection, B. natural convection, C. transient conduction, D. steady-state conduction. The correct answer is transient conduction. The energy radiated from a surface Q at absolute temperature T is related as A. Qt2, B. Qt4, C. Qt3, D. none of these. The correct answer is Qt4. Baffles are provided in heat exchangers to increase the A. fouling factor, B. heat transfer area, C. heat transfer coefficient, D. heat transfer rate. The correct answer is heat transfer coefficient. 200 kilograms of solids on dry basis is subjected to a drying process for a period of 5,000 seconds. The drying occurs in the constant rate period with the drying rate as Nc 0.5 x 10�3 kg m2.s. The initial moisture content of the solid is 0.2 kg moisture kg dry solid. The interfacial area available for drying is 4 m to 1000 kg of dry solid. The moisture content at the end of the drying period is in kg moisture kg dry solid. A 0.5, B 0.05, C 0.1, D 0.15. The correct answer is 0.1. In case of a vertical tube evaporator with increase in the liquor level, the A. capacity of the evaporator is decreased, B. capacity of the evaporator is increased, C. true temperature drop increases, D. both B and C. The correct answer is capacity of the evaporator is decreased. The ratio of total radiating power to the absorptivity of the body depends upon the as per Kirchhoff's law. A. wavelength of radiation, B. nature of the body, C. temperature of the body, D. none of these. The correct answer is temperature of the body. For gases, the thermal conductivity increases with temperature rise. For liquids with increase in concentration, its thermal conductivity generally A. decreases, B. increases, C. remains unchanged, D. increases exponentially. The correct answer is decreases. A2 for heat exchanger involves A. only counter flow of fluids, B. only parallel flow of fluids, C. both counter and parallel flow of the fluids, D. smaller pressure drop compared to 1-2 exchanger. The correct answer is both counter and parallel flow of the fluids. In a liquid-liquid heat exchanger for the same process temperature, the ratio of the LMTD in parallel flow to the LMTD in counter flow is always A1, B1, C1, D. The correct answer is 1. With increase in temperature, the thermal conductivity of steel A. increases, B. decreases, C. remains unchanged, D. increases exponentially. The correct answer is decreases. Which of the following forced convection heat transfer equation accounts for the liquid viscosity effect for viscous liquids? A. Dietz-Boelter equation. B. Sieder-Tate equation. C. Nusselt equation. D. None of these. The correct answer is Sieder-Tate equation. The main function of baffles provided in a shell and tube heat exchanger is to A. Facilitate the cleaning of outer tube surface. B. Enhance turbulence. C. Hold the tubes in position. D. All ABC. The correct answer is enhance turbulence. In a single effect evaporator the economy is A1, B1, C1, D. None of these. The correct answer is 1. LMTD correction factor, which is to be applied for a cross-flow heat exchanger, increases with increase in the number of shell passes. Its value for a single pass cross-flow heat exchanger is A0, B1, C1, D1. The correct answer is 1. Which of the following is not concerned with the heat transfer? A. Brinkman number. B. Stanton number. C. Schmidt number. D. Peclet number. The correct answer is Schmidt number. Latent heat absorbed by 1 pound of water at 212 floor when it is changed to steam at 212 floor may be around BTU. A. 180. B. 970. C. 3.97. D. None of these. The correct answer is 180. In counterflow compared to parallel flow, A. LMTD is greater. B. Less surface area is required for a given heat transfer rate. C. Both A and B. D. More surface area is required for a given heat transfer rate. The correct answer is both A and B. The thermal radiative flux from a surface of emissivity 0.4 is 22.68 kilowatts m2. The approximate surface temperature K is Stefan Boltzmann constant 5.67 XL08 watts m2. K4. A. 1000. B. 727. C. 800. D. 1200. The correct answer is 1000. Crystallization of solids from a homogeneous solution is an process. A. Exothermic. B. Mildly endothermic. C. Highly endothermic. D. None of these. The correct answer is exothermic. A multiple effect evaporator has a capacity to process 4,000 kilograms of solid caustic soda per day when it is concentrating from 10 to 25 solids. The water evaporated in kg per day is A. 6,000. B. 24,000. C. 60,000. D. 48,000. The correct answer is 24,000. Value of Prandtl number for water ranges from A. L to 2. B. 5 to 10. C. 100 to 500. D. 1000 to 2000. The correct answer is 5 to 10. Heat transfer in the laminar sublayer in case of a liquid flowing through a pipe is mostly by A. Eddy's current. B. Conduction. C. Convection. D. None of these. The correct answer is conduction. Among liquids, water has a comparatively high value of thermal conductivity due to its A. Low density. B. High viscosity. C. Partial ionization. D. Dense structure. The correct answer is partial ionization. For evaporation of viscous solution in a multiple effect evaporator, the preferred feeding scheme is A. Forward. B. Backward. C. Parallel. D. None of these. The correct answer is backward. The sum of reflectivity and absorptivity for an opaque body is equal to A. 0.5. B1. C 0. D2. The correct answer is 1. The film thickness for laminar film condensation on vertical surface from top to bottom. A. Cumulatively increases. B. Cumulatively decreases. C. Remains constant. D. And the surface conductance increase. The correct answer is cumulatively increases. In case of a multipass shell and tube heat exchanger providing a baffle on the shell side, the heat transfer rate A. increases. B. decreases. C. does not affect. D. may increase or decrease depends on the type of baffle. The correct answer is increases. The local surface conductance for laminar film condensation on vertical surface is where T film thickness A T, B 1 T, C T, D independent of T. The correct answer is 1 T. Heat transfer coefficient H1 for liquids increases with A. increasing temperature, B. decreasing temperature, C. decreasing Reynolds number, D. none of these. The correct answer is increasing temperature. A diathermonious substance, the thermal radiation completely A. absorbs, B. reflects, C. transmits, D. none of these. The correct answer is transmits. A hot body will radiate heat most rapidly if its surface is A. white rough, B. black rough, C. white polished, D. black polished. The correct answer is black rough. Evaporation of 1 kg of water from a solution in a single effect evaporator requires about kg of steam. A. 0.4 0.6, B. 1 1.3, C. 1.82, D. 2 2.4. The correct answer is 1 1.3. A metal wire of 0.01 m dia and thermal conductivity 200 watts m.K is exposed to a fluid stream with a convective heat transfer coefficient of 100 watts m2.K. The Biot number is A. 5.6, B. 0.025, C. 3.5, D. 0.0035. The correct answer is 0.025. Analogy between mass and heat transfer is not applicable in case of A. same velocity profile or equal eddy diffusivities, B. thermal or pressure mass diffusion, C. viscous heating or chemical reaction, D. both B and C. The correct answer is both B and C. A surface has the maximum thermal emissivity out of the following: A. black smooth, B. black rough, C. white smooth, D. white rough. The correct answer is black rough. Radiant energy received by a body is proportional to where d the distance between the object emitting radiation and that receiving it. AD, BD, CD2, DD 1.5. The correct answer is D2. Mechanical recompression evaporation is used in the production of A. alcohol, B. distilled water, C. salt, D. fruits jam. The correct answer is distilled water. A measure of the extent to which viscous heating is important relative to the heat flow resulting from the impressed temperature difference is represented by the number A. condensation, B. Grasshopper, C. Stuntan, D. Brinkman. The correct answer is Brinkman. Out of 100 kilocalories second of incident radiant energy on the surface of a thermally transparent body, 300 kilocalories second is reflected back. If the transmissivity of the body is 0.25, the emissivity of the surface will be A. 0.35, B. 0.45, C. 0.55, D. 0.85. The correct answer is 0.45. The purpose of providing a catch-all in the vapor line of an evaporator is to a. Create vacuum, b. Regulate the vapor flow, c. Vent the non-condensable gases, d. Arrest the entrained liquid. The correct answer is arrest the entrained liquid. What is the thermal conductivity of a perfect heat insulator? A. 0, b. 1, c. D. Between 0 and. The correct answer is 0. Fouling factor used in the design of a multipass shell and tube heat exchanger is a non-dimensional factor, b. Factor of safety, c. Conversion factor for individual film heat transfer coefficient to overall heat transfer coefficient, d. None of these. The correct answer is factor of safety. A fluid is flowing inside the inner tube of a double-pipe heat exchanger with diameter d. For a fixed mass flow rate, the tube side heat transfer coefficient for turbulent flow conditions is proportional to a. d 0.8, b. d 0.2, c. d1, d. d 1.8. The correct answer is d 0.2. Prandtl and Reynolds analogy are same when Prandtl number is a 0.5, b 1, c 2, d 1.5. The correct answer is 1. Heat transfer occurs by natural convection because change in temperature causes difference in a. Viscosity, b. Density, c. Thermal conductivity, d. Heat capacity. The correct answer is density. The ratio of kinematic viscosity to thermal diffusivity is called the number a. Peclet, b. Prandtl, c. Stanton, d. Nusselt. The correct answer is Prandtl.